What are you talking about in therapy these days? As
I
Meghan
mean, I
Trainor?
haven't been in therapy in Australia because I couldn't time it up as well as him. And
Okay,
I was
but
just
like,
if
in
I
general,
could,
like recently, what do you bring up in therapy as pop star Meghan Trainor?
I'm a big what if gal, and my dad goes, "Oh, we're gonna do what ifs," but like I didn't know I was gonna have to perform on the show, and that's like the scariest thing for me because it's a lot that goes into it. And the Australian show is like, "It'll be great, it'll be easy," and I'm like, "Not for me. Like I'm pregnant." So I remember telling the therapist before I left, I was like, I'm scared they're going to throw a performance on me. And they did, you know, because I can guess scary shit.
Do you still get nervous for performances?
Yes.
In the same way
Especially
that you did
that
back
one
in
I
the
had
day?
to sing in front of Harry Connick Jr. And it was a singing show where we literally go, you were pitchy that 1 second. I'm like, bitch, I live pitchy. I am pitchy. Like, it's not going to be good. I'm winded. I'm pregnant. What if I fall? I can't dance as hard as I used to because I'll pull something like a ligament.
And then there's Kyle.
And then there's Kyle, which is like absolute rubbish. You know, he'll tell you the truth. He'll be like, you're shit. But they were so nice to me. And after the performance, Harry texted me. Harry Connick Jr. texted me.
I didn't know this.
Killed it, kid. And I was like,
Oh.
Dad.
So.
And what does your
great.
therapist like say? Like, how do they help you work through these
She
thoughts?
helps me on like the basics of like worrying about it now is only torturing yourself now. When you know it's gonna, we always get through it. I'm always like ready to run away and start a farm, but I know it's gonna be. It was the best performance. It was great. I loved it. I'm so happy I did it. It's always that, and I wish I could just. I told Daryl the other day, I wish I didn't live in like. Once I get through this, then I'll be great.
Right, because
I'm living in those moments. I'm like, once this baby's out of me, everything's gonna be great. You know,
Because
like
then it's just
I have
a cycle.
milestones, and I'm like, how do I just be happy in
It's always
it,
the same thing.
and then do that?
That's the key. That's the key to life.
Is that what you all feel too?
Well, because it's just
Everyone-
about being
everyone.
present.
I think that's when people are like, how do you do it all? I think those are the only moments that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could do it all. You know, because I'm like, well, I've been fine. But it's really like, I go, okay, as soon as I get through Australian Idol, then I just got to get through the book tour. And then once I get through the book tour, then I'll be happy.
But I guess a comforting thought is you have
Soup
always made it
dumplings.
through all of the things. If you've been in that mindset for so long, you have always made it through the thing.
I have always
and
done
then
it.
and then something else pops up and you're like, well, I can't wait to make it through that. But if you stay present in remembering that you made it through all the times before, so you'll make it through the next one, and you don't have to worry about making it through the next one because it always happens anyway, then that's
exactly.
a comfort.
And now my new worry is that I'm releasing one of my biggest songs ever, hopefully, with the biggest music video there ever will be. And there's no like plan to perform yet, but I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
I'm going to be like big pregnant. Like I've performed Made You Look now with this pregnancy up to halfway. But when this song hopefully is a hit schmidt, you know, like a big banger, I'm going to have to perform with a big ass belly and like some days I can't walk.
Right.
Iconic, dude.
I think
Iconic,
maybe
I
take
know.
a seat.
Iconic.
Maybe just sit down.
And Rihanna kind of fucked us all. Everyone's like, no, there's nothing pregnant people can't do because Rihanna showed us. And I'm like, well, some days I can't poop, you know? Some days I can't walk, and I'm not Rihanna, so...
Who is, you know?
Who is
She's
Rihanna?
better than us.
Just
And I'm
Rihanna.
yeah.
I did
Elite.
think about while I was watching that halftime show, I was like looking at her, and when you look at her, you're like, there's no way that woman was ever not going to be a star.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she is. She just has that look on her face where you're just like, oh, you've
Illuminati,
always.
yes.
you're-
The
you-
first look, I loved it. She was like,
Yeah.
I will fucking crush this. And she
Yeah,
did.
you're just like this is a person who is so. I wonder if
Ready
she
for the
gets
moment.
nervous before a performance like that, or if she's just like, here I go.
They changed like the set list a million times. Like
They did?
She definitely 39 times. I think they changed.
Oh my
it.
God.
But yeah, I think everyone does get nervous. It's how you take
I don't
that.
know. I know
It's
I
how
do.
you take
Well,
those nerves
especially-
and what you do with them.
And people say getting nervous means you just care.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, you
excited
about
care.
how it's gonna go.
Oh, I care way too
once
much.
Once
yeah.
you're not nervous anymore, then you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's like a comforting thought when you're having the nerves. It's like, no, I
Yeah.
just.
I
Care
I think if
about
you could
how it's
tell
gonna
yourself
go.
like, yeah, these nerves are excitement. I'm excited. If you
Yeah,
just tell
because it's the
yourself
same
that,
feeling. I
yeah.
have to learn how to do that.
Ooh, I'm excited. That'd be
Ooh, I'm
funny to start
excited.
saying.
Oh yeah, my
Like, you're just
therapist.
nervous. You're like,
Excited.
oh, I'm excited.
I think my therapist told me that like anxiety and excitement are the same
same
thing in your
feeling.
body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for when I put my head
They
down on my
do the
pillow
same.
every night, the last like 3 nights.
Then
and
it's just
I'm not
anxiety.
excited.
Oh, you're not excited.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I start thinking about what I've been doing. Like, I haven't been hitting the gym because I was sick, and I haven't meditated in a couple days. And I feel like once I get back into those two things, especially meditation, if I miss, like I've missed a while, and then you start to like think about the what ifs. But I feel like the
Yeah,
more
you're
I
not
meditate,
present
the more
anymore.
you're like, oh, day
Oh,
by day.
and
So
my
how's your
therapist-
meditation going? Yeah.
My therapist was like, She said something that fucking rocked me. Like, I really didn't want to perform on the show, but I knew it'd be great. And she's like, every time you say yes to something that you don't want to do, you're saying no to yourself. And then it makes it twice as bad because I'm like, I'm just saying no to me. And the days before this performance, I was throwing up all night long. I was feeling ill. I couldn't walk. I was like, this is my body saying, why would you betray me like this? Why would you say yes to this performance? And then we all got through it, and it was great. I had a stomach bug. I know, but I was like,
it was just the luck of the draw,
saying,
dude. Yeah.
fuck you.
That's a really good phrase of
Yeah,
like when you say yes
yeah.
to something you don't want to do, you're saying no to yourself. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
because I feel, and I mean, there's that thing that the Olsen twins say, my sisters, that no is a full sentence, and like they learned that, like Elizabeth Olsen talks about how her sisters taught her how to say no.
I love
and
her
that's
so
like,
much.
Yeah, love her. Love
She's
her.
great.
But because I feel like maybe that's us also just being like Capricorns. We're yes people. Like we want to make everyone happy, and I just want to say yes to everything because at the end of the day, I can do it. I can get it done. So let me just get it done.
Yeah,
but
and I did.
Then a lot of the time, it chips away at yourself, and then it's like, who am I saying yes for anymore? It's like I'm not speaking for myself anymore.
know.
It's crazy where your head's at though, because I feel like from the outside perspective.
What's it look like?
No, I like imagine these people that are on Australian Idol or the people in the crowd. They're probably thinking that you're just like, this is how it's fucking done. I could, you know.
I know. I kept cracking jokes with the crowd. I was
you
like,
are a superstar.
I was like, this is my last time I'm willing to do this, and they all laughed and were like, yay! Right. And I was like, please sing along, so I'm not alone up here. I said that.
Well, that's like you being an artist. You go up there and make it seem like, don't I make it look easy?
Yeah.
Don't I make like you really do though, which is the thing. It's like that, but that's kind of the job of not even just entertainers, but like everyone is just trying to make it seem like they're going through life in a much easier way than we all are. You know, like what I think there's like all of us are have a harder time getting so many of these things done than we seem like we do.
I mean, that blue suit that I looked so good in, I almost threw up that day.
Yeah.
I was like 2 days after the puking, and I was still nauseous, and the car ride's like an hour. And they're like, my God, she's killing it. If this is her sick, then nothing could stop her. And I was like,
yeah.
But we did. We killed it. I could do anything. I think after the C-section, too, I was like, oh, if I can survive this, anything's possible.
I made
balls.
Yeah. I can do anything.
I can do anything. I'm making a whole life right now. I got bones in me.
That. You're literally creating a human in there.
And the baby's been kicking. Tell you what.
Kicking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, should we talk about my disease? Yes. Okay, this is great. Okay.
What is happening? What are you talking about?
This is a good ending. Okay, so listen. Nobody talks about it, but it is very normal. And it is a very common thing that nobody talks about. But I'm going to talk about it. So you know how I've been complaining that my hole is so tight?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
It's called something like vagissimus. What's it called?
That sounded like a Harry Potter spell.
Do you want to just switch? Here, you just la la la. Yes, vagissimus.
No, you got to say it right, Daryl. Didn't you write it down? God damn it. Okay, so
Vagissimus.
Vagissimus. And it means like sensitive, like entering, like very sensitive area, and it hurts when anything goes in there. So when the girl was doing my 20-week exam, she had to put this giant fucking dildo looking tool inside of me to see the baby. And I told her like, it really hurts when things go in there. And she was like, oh, you have this. And like, I'm going to go really slow with you and walk me.
Vaginismus.
Yeah. So if you're experiencing this, you are not alone. I also have this. And the doctor out here, my gyno out here, straight up looked at me and was like, listen, this is not going to be an easy fix. And I was like, well, I'll just stretch it like Chris Olsen does. And
you were like, listen to this podcast where my friend talks about stretching.
I was like, well, I think I could stretch it. She's like, this is the worst part about all this is it's all mental. Or 90% of it's like mental.
Really, yeah.
It's like I had one bad experience.
Your mind is tight.
And then my mind is like, oh no, it's going to hurt again. Oh no, like that. And I'm just like, so if you're out there struggling, so am I.